My name is Sam Chammas, and I'm a native San Diegan, born and raised in these neighborhoods. Actually, North Park proper. Went to all the schools here, McKinley, Roosevelt, San Diego High, and then went out to San Diego State. The opportunity for Livewire came about after I had been working at my at this job for a while. A friend of the family's said he had a bar that lost its license. It was just a vacant building, and asked if I wanted to, see about opening it. And I was like, I don't know anything about business and stuff. And I said, well, let me think about it. So I went on this big road trip in the early '90s to like Tucson and Austin, Texas. Wanted to go to one of the first South by Southwest, And a huge light bulb that went off. Where I'm like, wow, you don't have to be, in your 30s or 40s to open a business. Or these like, young people, opening, bars or coffee houses and restaurants and doing it their way. So I just came back from that trip with like really empowered and had a lot of cool ideas. And but still, I had no bar experience. So I kind of got reunited rather with an old friend of mine from San Diego State. We were DJs at the college radio station there, KCR, which is called the Livewire. That's what it was called when we were there. And both Joe and I, Joe Austin, said, hey, let's open a bar and have it be like the radio station, back at school, where it's just all these, posters and stickers and stuff. But imagine it like the radio station, but with beer taps. It was an exciting time in the mid-90s. You have to really roll back the clock, and realize there's a time when there wasn't a Sam Adams or a Sierra Nevada, or an Anchor Steam, and in the early '90s, all those beers really emerged, and it was kind of this revolution. And I was a big fan of those beers, and I said, hey, let's open a place where it's only those beers. They called them microbrews then. Now it's all craft brew. So we opened up this bar, and we were like just turned heads. When I mentioned doing things your own way, there was also a time when most jukeboxes had all the same music, and it was all maybe kind of lame, and top 40 and stuff. And we were one of the first bars to put in local music in the jukebox, put in this cool underground, stuff, whether it be, Dead Kennedys all the way up to, Sinatra and James Brown. Also in the '90s, the local music scene really took off big. All the bands related to Cargo Records, and so we were one of the first places in town to have, Rocket from the Crypt, Inch, Rust, Deadbolt, Lucy's Fur Coat. That whole mid-'90s era of San Diego was well documented in our box, and they were well represented here because it's where a lot of the bands would hang out before or after practice and stuff. And that really put Livewire on the map. We were just crazy busy in the early '90s, and mainly for our beer selection, and then secondly for our great jukebox. And I didn't really pick Cajon Blvd per se when we started. It just happened to be where the opportunity was, where this particular bar was. But I've enjoyed being part of its kind of resurgence and its turnaround. Really happy with the Bedouin Vintage folks that opened up there, and heck, I was super happy when Chicken Pie Shop moved from Hillcrest to the Boulevard. And now it's just really cool to see, especially in the last couple of years, the number of businesses that are discovering Cajon Blvd for a variety of reasons. One, that it flies under the radar and has less expensive rents. But also, I think a lot of these businesses kind of want to stake their own claim. In North Park and Hillcrest are kind of already developed. So I'm seeing a lot of great young businesses, and even older owners coming in and opening up places. I'm happy to say that you can talk to any of the bars around town that have taken what they learned from Livewire and multiplied it many times. But Livewire's had a big influence on a lot of those places. Livewire, home of cold beer, warm friends for over 18 years.